Hi, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Arsenal Way. This is episode 7. I'm Ashwin, and that's Samrit. And just for new subscribers who've come or new people who are following this channel, there's a subscribe button at the bottom. So please click that. There's a bell icon next to it. So you get updates every time we put out a video. We're on Twitter. We call the Arsenal Way. And so this is episode 7. And I just like to thank Samrit. Actually, he's been a little under the weather, and he's still managed to come back and show the passion and spirit. And both of us are in our jerseys.
1-0 away at Stoke, my friend.
So how you feeling that football is finally back and the international break is over?
It was great. The international break, you and I did not. Well, not only you and I think everybody just despises the international break because it takes away from any sane talking points during the week, and it's boring as well. It's just, the way that they're expanding these tournaments with a larger overarching picture of players being subjected to racism and nothing being done about it, and it's just tedious. And football is supposed to be fun. It's supposed to take your mind away from all of this, and it just doesn't really help in any way.
What also doesn't help is when your players go away to international duty, they come back getting injured.
Yeah, they come back injured. Lampard went on record to say that he's unhappy with the way Kante has been treated. Luckily for us, we haven't had any major injuries. I think Ceballos was a little
a slight doubt,
slight doubt, something to do with his hamstring, but I think he still played for Spain. Torreira apparently had a stormer playing as a holding midfielder and not as a number 10.
But with Torreira traveling halfway across the world, it's going to be hard. By the time he comes back, it's a Friday, and then he gets luckily our game is a Monday night, so he gets a little extra day for him to train. And
I don't know. I just don't. And I think we'll come to it. But Torreira now starting seems very unlikely for us on Monday night. Results. I was hoping results will go our way though. Yesterday, it just didn't happen.
It just didn't go away. Like I think to the 65th minute or so, I think Chelsea were 0-0 with Newcastle, and Tottenham were 1-0 down and against Watford. So it looked bright. Even I think it was 1-1 with Leicester and Burnley as well, and then Tielemans made it 2-1, and Chelsea ended up winning, and Tottenham ended up drawing. So we've dropped from 3rd to 5th with a game in hand, but it's going to be a difficult game in hand.
Oh yeah, no, I think Sheffield is. I think they've shown throughout the season that they're while they may be in the bottom half of the table, they're not an easy team, and no team coming into the Premier League is easy.
And to be fair, they play Chelsea. They've drawn 2-2 with Chelsea. The game against Liverpool, where they lost 1-0, they honestly should have got more than. I mean, they should have got a point at least because they played really well. They hit the bar, I think, a couple of times, and they missed some chances. So it's not going to be an easy game at all.
I'm just looking at their record as well. Play date 1-2, drawn 3, lost 3. So, and they've scored 7, conceded 7. So, I mean, we're as bad as them, I think, in terms of just how our goal difference is. We're +2 and they're 0.
Yeah, I think they concede fewer goals than we do. I think they're 0.88 per game and we're 1.38 per game.
Yeah, so I'm just looking at their. Okay, I can't seem to find their. There it is. Home, they've won 1, lost 3. So away is where they're actually gotten most of their points from, but at home seems to be a problem for them. So maybe we might capitalize on it. We might not, because I was reading somewhere in the middle of the week that Sheffield knows that they're going to go for it against us.
And I think that's the only way now teams really. I mean, if they have to beat us, they know that they have to go at us. I think there's going to be no difference. Another thing, what really happens is these so-called smaller teams. No disrespect to them, but they raise their game every time Arsenal comes to play against them, and you always see that happening. And I don't think there's going to be anything different. I think they're going to raise their game. It's going to be a game under the floodlights. It's going to be a Monday night game. On paper, you expect Arsenal to go out there and get 3 points, but I don't see it. I don't think it's going to be that easy. Even though we might scrape a win, but it's going to be a hard game.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think what our last clean sheet was. Away clean sheet was Newcastle. First game of season. And I think it was last week when we kept the clean sheet after that. Hopefully, from what reports are saying, that Tierney should be back in, and Chambers is probably going to be starting at centre half. I think that might be a good thing for us. In fact, I expect us to start now changing the way we're playing, with our fullbacks coming in back in.
Mhm.
That'll help. I think that'll definitely, we'll see. Well, not a marked improvement, but I think gradually over the next few weeks we'll start seeing a slight change in how we're playing, lining up and setting up against teams.
Mhm.
Only because he will have his full strength defense now back in contention,
I'm very
holding Bellerin Tierney. I
yeah.
think that'll start making a difference. We might start seeing something similar to what we saw last year,
Mhm.
slightly more pressing, and again just using the flanks and using someone like Tierney who's shown his ability to cross the ball, and Bellerin to make those runs, and support Pepe as well, because Pepe just looks stranded out
Mhm.
wide right.
He's
I think
I
that'll
mean
start coming into play.
he did get a goal in the international break, so his confidence
Okay.
should be a little higher. Even
Yeah.
though it was a tap in, but he still scored a goal. So I mean, whatever helps him get his confidence up going right now is going to help us in the long run. And
Look,
to be
I
honest,
think, yeah.
you know, sorry,
No, go on, sir. Go on, go on.
I was just saying that it's a bit too early to judge Pepe. I know he's coming for a large sum of money, but
Yeah.
you have to give him some time. The Premier League is a very different league compared to the French league. It's more physical, it's faster. You have more pressure to play the game, right? So I mean, look at the likes of Perez, Henry, Bergkamp. They all took time, right? Like
Yeah.
thank God for that time when we didn't have Twitter. Otherwise, people would be calling Bergkamp shy.
Call him a fraud. A fraud. Yeah.
Exactly, right? So the thing is, you have to give him some time because he'll come good. You can see that he's got talent in him. He's got the ability to go around people. He's got bags of potential to, I mean, he runs, he dribbles the ball at people. So he's got all that. So I think we just have to give him some time, be patient with him. Don't get on his back too much, and he should come good.
I mean, I think this should actually, ideally, this game should suit him, because
Mhm.
I'm expecting us to sit back and hold off Sheffield and then play on the break. Um, so I think that is what it might just suit him, a counter-attacking strategy. And also, playing away from home, home fans seeing how
Mhm.
finicky they are and how impatient they get with when a pass doesn't go right, or the right option isn't chosen. I think that just might also help him. But yeah, I think just coming back to the point I made earlier, the fullbacks coming in will definitely we'll start seeing the change in how we're setting up, and also functioning in during the game when it happens.
Okay, now that you brought up your fullbacks, let's start with your team for the weekend. Who you picking for your first
My
11?
team, I think, if I think they might still be a little careful with Bellerin,
Mhm.
just because his injury's been slightly more long term.
Yeah, I think
So
Chamber starts for me as well on right back.
I think, yeah. So I think it'll be Leno, Tierney, Socrates, Louise, Chambers,
Mhm.
with Xhaka, of course,
Mhm.
Guendouzi. That makes it 4-2-6 and 1-7.
Yeah.
Ceballos 8.
Mhm.
Laka, Pepe. No, not Laka. Pepe and Oba would make it 10, and I think he'd probably get
Saka.
no, he'd probably get
Saka. Saka.
Saka, yes, probably Saka out playing out wide left. Yeah.
The thing is, just before shooting this, I was watching Adrian Clark's breakdown, and he did
Mhm.
mention the amount of goals that we score. I mean, the most amount of goals that we scored this season has come through counter attacks, right?
Yeah.
So that's clearly Emery's style of play, where he likes to sit back, hold off teams. I mean, sit off teams, and hit the teams on a quick, swift counter attack. So just because of that, I have a feeling he's probably going to start three DMs. He's probably going to play Torreira, Guendouzi, and Xhaka in midfield. Uh, even though there's a possibility that he doesn't play Saka for this game, and plays Ceballos on the wing, but I have a feeling he'll go with the front three of Saka, Aubameyang, and Pepe as well.
Hmm.
But what I'd personally like to see, I would have seen Guendouzi, Joe Willock, and Ceballos in that midfield, or with Torreira, with one of them in that midfield.
Yeah, no, I understand. I understand why you'd say that. That makes it slightly more dynamic, and less static.
Yeah.
Um, I don't see him dropping Xhaka, and that's the only thing there. He's not
Yeah.
going to be dropping Xhaka. He's club captain now.
Mhm.
We finally have a playing captain after all these years.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's going to be dropping Xhaka. I'd like to see Mesut play, especially after the midweek interview expose, whatever they want to call it. I mean, it was pretty standard statement. I don't know why they make a big deal of it. But I'd like to see him play. Emery was also asked during his press conference that he's a big player for us and he's definitely going to get some game time. Well, it seems like he's going to get some game time from what Emery said. Whether that's whether that's Emery bowing to fan pressure, unlikely. Whether that's coming in from Raul telling him to make use of whatever whatever Ozil can offer him.
He really should, because the thing is, in the next 2 weeks, we've got about 6 games coming up. We have 3 games this week: Monday, Thursday, Sunday. Then we have Liverpool on Wednesday. We go away to the Carling Cup, and then I think Sunday we've got who are we playing away? Are we playing? I don't remember who we're playing next weekend, but we've got some big games coming up, and he really needs to utilize his squad.
I'll just tell you who we're playing next week. We're playing Palace on Sunday at 10 p.m. After the midweek, after Europa, we've got Palace. Both home games, Europa as well as Palace. Then we've got Carling Cup, the Carabao Cup on the 31st. Before we have Wolves at home. So not really an easy lineup, easy run of fixtures, but we have to start using them somewhere.
I mean, the thing is, at some point you need to use your squad depth, because you know, by the time it comes to Jan, Feb, we're completely out of steam, and the players look knackered. So it's better to rotate and use your best players at the moment right now, and so that it just keeps the squad fresh.
Yeah, no, I think also with just going to get more height. I think is the next break. Is there a break happening? I think there's one more break that happens before
the last international break in November.
Last international break that happens, yeah. And I don't think it's going to get easier. December is something that I've always maintained is going to be really tough, and we need players fit for those 6-7 games in that 4-week period.
Yeah.
And you're right. We need players fit. We need players as fresh as possible. Emery's also said that he is not too concerned about fixture congestion. So let's see how it plays out. I'm not. I mean, you and I both know realistically he's not going to get a look in. But I just like Emery to, leaving aside Ozil's contribution, just like him to make better use of the squad. More efficient use of the squad, I think it'll be a better word to use.
I think that's a fair enough statement. What was I going to say? I was looking at, any people that we need to fear. I think the only person that stands out for me from the Sheffield United team is Ravel Morrison. And it's been known for getting players who are like half decent to become world beaters against us. So
Ravel Morrison was once upon a time the next big thing for English football at United, at West Ham. Went away, didn't left England to try and rebuild his career. And I think he was touted as the greatest natural talent to come out of Wayne Rooney, I think was his name. I forget. I might be just making up names here. But I think he was definitely the next big thing. It didn't happen for him for whatever reason that maybe, but it's players like these, Ashwin, that invariably tend to perform against us.
Yeah.
And the Sheffield, the crowd, the atmosphere, they're going to be up for it. They know that Arsenal will be there for the taking. They know that moment teams go at us, we sort of tend to crumble.
Yeah.
So it's not going to be an easy game for sure. No two ways about it.
Yeah, I was just looking into the next 7-8 fixtures that we have, and these 7-8 fixtures on paper again look like a run of very winnable games. We should get about 24 points out of 24, but these next 8 games, remind me of the last 8 games of the season from last season, where we should have basically taken points from all those games, and we ended up not taking a lot from them. So I'm again very skeptical, because even though you think that you should be good enough to beat these guys and pick up this 24 points out of us, I just don't see us doing that. And I was just looking at the run of fixtures. I'm just going to name some for you. and the games that we have. So we're basically playing Sheffield tomorrow, like you mentioned, Crystal Palace the weekend after, Wolves at home, and both Crystal Palace and Wolves games are home. So ideally, that should be another 4 6 points there.
6 points.
Then
Yeah.
we have a tough game at Leicester away. Okay. Then we have another game at Southampton away. Southampton at home. So on the look of it, these are all winnable games. But I'm just not. I think I mentioned this on the last pod also. I'm just not confident enough in my team saying that okay, we are going to pick up those 24 points. And I think I mentioned it last week also, saying that okay, we are third right now. There are teams below us. United are 12th, uh, but a decent run of games for them can turn things around, and we could probably be heading into December, which is a crucial period apparently. Probably be seventh or eighth because like teams like Leicester are picking up points. Like yesterday they picked up points. Chelsea ground out that result against Newcastle. One Tottenham didn't end up losing. Even though VAR really should have probably not given them that chance of winning.
Yeah.
But that's just how I feel. Like I don't think that whatever we are setting out to do is really strong enough for us to say that what the next 7 8 games coming up it should be confidently straight wins for us. Straight, you should just have the W's over there. But
Yeah, no, I get that. I think I have a slightly different take on it. I said at the top when we started that I think we will start seeing a change in how we play, just because he's got his he doesn't have a first choice 11, but at least the players he'd like to see slot into those positions. I think that will definitely make a difference. I think middle of by next week when we play Palace, he will start playing Bellerin.
Yeah.
He will start playing Bellerin. Tierney will start tomorrow night. Now it's just a matter of sorting out who between Luis and Socrates he chooses more often.
Yeah.
Because Holding, I'm sure he needs, if you're playing out from the back, he wants someone like Holding there. And because both Holding and Luis are more comfortable on the ball than Socrates, I think that's a pairing he might experiment with.
You think now that we've got like a backline back with the wingers and everything, the wing backs, do you think he goes back to a 3 at the back or 5 at the back?
Look, I don't think the thing with 3 at the back is you need a wing back. Kolasinac is not going to do it for us, and playing 3 at the back then negates. Then you're basically telling Tierney that I just want you to stay up front and make overlapping runs and not really defend. And we've seen that Tierney is good at defending, and then you're not really utilizing him. So I don't think we're going to be playing 3 at the back. It probably will remain 2 at the back with both left back and right back there. I see us picking up points. I forecast us becoming as Emery likes to use the word, becoming a protagonist in the game as opposed to mere passenger there. I see that changing. The only thing that still irks me is he's not. I mean, he's named Xhaka captain, but you have to give Xhaka that freedom to play his game. So while I'm okay with maybe him not playing a Ceballos or Willock, I definitely want him to play Torreira in his rightful position as a screener in front of that back four, because that then just helps both Guendouzi and Xhaka to do what they're good at. You have Guendouzi who's anyways box to box, and then Xhaka can just pitch in where he needs to and not really have defensive duties forced upon him. That you're a player, you need to be sitting in front of the back four and helping out Guendouzi as much as possible, because he can't. He's not going to do that.
Yeah,
that's not his strength. Yeah. So that's my only thing. I think the top three is going to be, it will write itself pretty easily.
So just before that, I just wanted to ask you. So, what are your predictions for the game, and who you think is going to get the goals for us in the game?
I think it's going to be a tight game. I'd like us to win, just because we're anyways going into the game with the other teams, our rivals for the top four slots already all winning. Chelsea not dropping points, Leicester not dropping points. Like you said, Spurs also just scraping through. I think we need to win. I'd probably be okay with us not losing. So I think a draw would be a fair result. Win, of course, preferable, but I think we'll just come away with a draw.
So you're looking at a 1-1, 2-2
Score draw, yeah.
score draw. So
Yeah.
that's the thing, right? Like again, another stat that from Adrian Clark's breakdown that I just saw. I think you were discussing this before the pod. Was that at the team? I mean, we've scored a few goals this season, but the most goals scored have obviously been Aubameyang. He scored 8 goals in 11 games so far that we've played, considering all competitions. The next best to Oba is actually Martinelli with 4 goals, right? So we really need to share the load around because Oba's not going to be there every game to bail us out, right?
Yeah.
Especially away games where it gets really tough, where the teams get on you, the crowd gets on you. So we really need to share the load. I'm glad Lacazette is back, so he should be an option from the bench who should be able to come and provide something for us. But like you mentioned it, I'm also going with a score draw. I probably see a 1-1 or a 2-2. I don't think we'll be able to get a win. I'd be happy if we get a win, but I don't think we'll be able to get a win because I think the last time we played them, even though it was a Wednesday night game, it was probably a Carabao Cup game. We went there and we lost 3-0 to them a couple of seasons ago. So it's not going to be easy. They really held their own against Liverpool. They drew 2-2 with Chelsea, and Chelsea are looking a good unit right now. So for everyone expecting us to go there and put 3 goals past them, that's not going to happen. I'm going for maybe a 1-1 or a 2-2. I think Oba will probably get us a few, maybe a goal here and there, and probably might have someone from midfield chipping in. But it all just depends on how we set up, how we defend, and what our approach is from the game. If we set up defensively from the get go and give them the time and space on the ball, then it could be anything. It could probably be like that half we saw against Watford, where we were terrible in the second half, where we just let them on, just let them run at us and just hold the ball and just put pressure on us because we can't sit and defend. And so it just depends on how he starts. I have a feeling he's going to start with 3 defensive mids. He's going to play Torreira, Vishaka, and Guendouzi there. But I don't want him to. But yeah, that's our prediction. That's my prediction for the game. I feel it's going to be like a 1-1 or 2-2.
I don't think. I'm just based on the points that you mentioned. Sheffield have been good at home. Well, the results don't speak as much. Don't validate that. But like you said, they've given the likes of Liverpool a tough time when they played them. So yeah, I mean, outside of, I'm hopeful that things will start looking up now. Especially this our biggest concern has been how we've been playing as opposed to the results. I think that will start changing, and the sooner that happens, before the really tough time come ahead, I think the better for us.
Yeah. Just before we go, I wanted to also bring up just the predictions for today's game, which is Liverpool versus United. What do you think is going to happen?
Oh, I think it's going to be a tightly fought affair. United are really going to give it their all and then end up losing 4-0. So.
The thing is, that's the thing with United. They're known to, when you expect them to do really badly, they're known to cause an upset. And Liverpool haven't really gone there at Old Trafford and beaten them in a while. So it's quite possible they probably pull a 0-0, or they even last year when they should have. I think they went a man down as well, and Liverpool still came away with that game with a draw, and that probably cost.
I mean,
they
could, Ashwin. But this Liverpool, they're like a machine. Yeah, this Liverpool team, they know how to grind results out, and I think for all this actually might just play into Liverpool's hands because. I mean, look at this. I'm looking at it this way. Last season when they played United, they still hadn't played the likes of a Barca. They didn't have that Barca result to spur them on. They came back from a 3-0 deficit against Barcelona.
Yeah.
And since then, they've just looked incredible. I don't see how Liverpool can drop points tonight. I actually do think that United are on a hiding to nothing tonight, because that team is just waiting to be found out. It could happen with us. Somehow that Chelsea result just seems very freaky.
Mhm.
That is probably down to Lampard just getting to know his team better.
No, I think the United fans also knew that they shouldn't have really won that 4-0. It was a game that Chelsea dominated and hit the bar.
False dawn.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
yeah,
right. You're right. I know. I actually think that United are in for a hiding tonight. I don't. I think Mane was again on the score sheet for his country. I think.
yeah.
So yeah, I think they're on it tonight. I don't think De Gea has looked off form.
Mhm.
I don't think he's playing either. De Gea and Pogba I think are out for tonight, right?
Yeah, I had De Gea and Pogba for sure. I don't know
Yeah.
the news about they said the same thing about Pogba being out against Arsenal as well, and then he ended up.
Okay. Then it's probably them. They've just not looked right. And it's a matter of time before they get thrashed. It'll probably be a freak result like the Newcastle game, or it will be a team that you know that they're going to come there and dominate. I was thinking City will probably do it, but this Liverpool side is imperious. I don't see them getting anything but a result tonight.
So Liverpool win for you. I think
Oh
I'm
yeah.
gonna. I think I'm gonna go with probably sit on the fence and be say 1-1 or maybe a 0-0 for the game tonight.
Come on, Ashwin.
But I'm hoping that Liverpool put 4-5 past them because nothing
Yeah,
would be a
yeah.
pleasure than.
I mean, if you look at it as an Arsenal fan, I think the longer Ole's at the wheel, I think
The better
it'll
for
be
us.
better
No,
for
but
everyone.
even the thing is, even if they get in another manager, I think it will be like 3 months of good football, and then it'll go back to being the same thing again because it's not a problem with the manager; it's more a problem
No,
with
I
their
think
boss.
yeah, the club itself has far deeper issues that
Yeah.
that can be explained. Anyhow, Ashwin,
Anyway,
yeah,
sorry,
this has
it's
been
been
fun.
great. Yeah, like I want
Yeah,
to thank you again. I know you were sick. I've mentioned it again 3 times now. Thank you. This was great.
yeah.
And for anybody else, guys, please subscribe to our channel. It's the little red box below. You probably see it on my left as well. And hit the bell icon for notifications. We are on Twitter. We're called the Arsenal Away. Please subscribe. Please like. Please share. Let us know what your predictions are going to be in the comments below. So thank you again. See you guys next week.
Bye, guys.